Hello and welcome in today. Today you're joined by me, Daniel, as we delve into this piece here. I am painting a background for my Ghostbusters dog squad. And this was a painting that I did. I think I finished it kind of um, last October, I think it was. So a little bit ago, as far as I know. It might have been the year before that, actually. Um, so it's been a little while since I worked on it or anything like that. I'm pretty sure it was not last year or the year before, as far as I know. Year before. So it's a little while since I've gone back into this piece. And looking at it now, I've with fresh eyes. I was considering I moved direction in the background. I thought that it wasn't working how it is sitting now, and I thought I wanted to give more light of day into this piece. Um, so that's what I did. I've obviously done a lot of work beforehand, before I got to this stage even, but now I'm doing like a 90-minute challenge over top of it. So it's pretty much a recording of me painting for 90 minutes on this piece. Um, so it's not exactly, your typical 90-minute challenge. I was hoping to do one with it, but it's just this piece needed way more attention than that. It needed quite a few um, things to change. You'll see me, like for instance, the curtains. Um, I cut those out and paint underneath it, and then lighten it up or change the opacity of the curtains so you can kind of see through them. And that has played a part in making this piece look and feel more interesting. The curtains actually feel a bit more like curtains than cloths. So these things that have taken some time to deal with. Also, I broke the piece up into its different elements. So, for instance, the road is its own element, the sidewalks is its own element, and then a layer. And then all the buildings, I just did one set of buildings as a layer, the right side layer and the left side layer for the buildings. And that was really helpful to create because yeah, it meant that I could easily edit them. So things like that I had to set up and change in the way I was painting things. It was really helpful in the end. And yeah, I do recommend it. It's something I've been talking about. Like if you follow me on YouTube, I have Twitch as well. I used to do Twitch. I've been getting back into Twitch, um, and I've been chit chatting there, and I've talked quite a bit about like my layer system at one point, and how that's been effective for this kind of painting. Um, Yeah, and I've changed it to kind of a 1 point perspective. The other one was just kind of a um the original painting I got there was called a kind of an obscure, off-putting scene um that kind of had some perspective, but it didn't yeah, it wasn't working. And from here, yeah, from here I'm painting in a lot of details and stuff like that. So you get to see a lot of details in this. I think this was the point where I had jotted down everything. Everything was now making sense. It was there. Now it was the getting into the nitty gritty of it all. Of piecing everything together now. Um, and seeing how things work and how everything works together. So yeah, you know, and it's been 90 minutes of creating. See here, I'm cutting and pasting, you'll see how it gone from looking like a cloth, and then I kind of paint underneath, and then you'll see the transformation that changes it quite dramatically. I still use that redness in it. So that was my, what I call a pretty boy moment. Is where, I can do this new trick. It is very pretty. I'm so amazed at it, so I'm going to use it 1,000 times fold, and that's going to save my painting. That's what I call kind of a pretty boy moment. Was back then was using some of that red on some other objects, because it's the light beaming on it, um, which will what brightens up that red uh, light coming off. And that was my pretty moment back a few years ago, how long ago it was when I originally painted this piece. And then now my pretty boy moment is now kind of the curtains. But it's less now of a pretty boy moment because I understand the term now, and understand that it's not the only sole focus thing that makes this piece good and interesting. I'm not like focused in on that's the thing I'm proud of with this piece. Um, so there's other elements I'm working out. I think I've gotten this background to the level of the characters now, definitely. So now it's now from here, from this point, after creating this video, it's pretty much finishing off the everything fitting together, and just making maybe my little. I don't really. I think about done with the background, and now going into the characters and making sure that seems good. I'm pretty happy with the end result now of the background. Um, Maybe a few little tweaks maybe, but I think I'm pretty sure it's looking okay. It's looking pretty good actually, but you know, to that level, I think it's not necessarily to work on it much more. Maybe a little bit of cleanup if it needs it. I definitely will be doing just a little bit of cleanup on this background. But for now, what I'm going to do is go into the characters and fix those up to make them work with the background a little bit more, and have the characters feel a little bit more like they're in the background, using some drop shadows and some other things. But yeah, basically, yeah. But then from there, after that, I will do a few little tweaks to the background, because the idea here was to bring this background piece as an individual piece, just the background, and put it into my concept art portfolio. That's what my idea is, because yeah, it's a background piece. It'd look nice if it was just a background piece, as well as I might use the characters that are in this as just the character, um, as a character piece. So here I'm doing edits, like adding in, I've added in more darker tones, more lighter tones, towards the front. I did some blurs in the background, towards the back buildings that I did a little bit later on here. So I'm just doing a few little edits and tweaks and stuff like that, as well as I'm painting it. Really, those things kind of leave to last, but I get excited to see what they look like. So I do, um, I do like to add some of those effects in, as I go. If I can, I've worked out a way that won't be so damaging, because sometimes sometimes it can be too soon. Like if you add a building and you like blur it out and stuff like that, um, it won't have enough detail inside of the image to blur it out enough, if that makes sense. Um, yeah. So that's been me painting this piece. I think a few little tweaks here before I do make it its own piece. But I'm liking it. I'm liking this background. Obviously, you have a bit of shadows here that will need cleaning up as well with the characters, because this is all the background character shadows that is going in here, all this mess. Which I'll have to fix up and paint. So hopefully you've enjoyed seeing my process here. Some of it I've enjoyed creating this piece so far, and I look forward to seeing the final results. These are close to the final, but yeah, just a few edits that I like to do. But as far as the piece goes, yeah. Awesome. Thank you everyone for joining me. I really do appreciate it. Keep drawing, keep creating, and see you in the next video.